so it's springtime almost. It's 8 weeks out from the last frost here in the area I live in Ontario, and I just want to show you what I've started so far. I always start things a little too early because it's so hard to wait, because I'm stuck in the house most of the time, so I have a lot of time when I'm not taking care of little ones to garden. So this is what I'm doing. So what I'll do is I'm going to start by showing you something new growing for me this year, and those are pansies. And I can't wait to see what colors they are because it was a mixed batch. The ones that are missing out of here, at the back here, those ones still haven't germinated. They're still under the plastic. I use a heat pad and plastic over the top to keep them warm. And I moved my grow space to the basement, and it's made a big difference this year. I didn't realize how cold really affected especially peppers. I've had poor germination with my peppers, which I grew a lot of peppers, so it's freaking me out a little bit. But you know what? You can't be perfect when it comes to gardening. It's just, gardening is not perfect. Anyway, so we've got pansies. I've got these columbine that I saved seeds from my garden last year, and they're doing really well. They came up in every single pot, so I'm going to have lots of new columbine. It's a perennial. It'll continue to come up. Here's one that's a little bigger. If you can see it, I'll take the tag out. So anyway, yeah, that's the columbine, and they're purple. They're so pretty, and they're perennials, so I'm going to plant these ones in a different spot than the other ones, and enjoy them all over my yard. Okay, put that guy back. Okay, so now we're getting up to this. We've got tomatoes. So I always grow San Marzano, Tiny Tim, Roma, and Sweet 100s. So I'll give you, if you've ever grown Tiny Tim, they are the cutest. No, perfect. It's so perfect. Actually, there's 2 in there, so I'm gonna have to thin it out, but it's adorable. They're so cute. Okay, so let's look at what's on the top of my greenhouse shelf. This is what I started with first when I couldn't wait to start seeds. So I literally have these beautiful big marigolds. These are Cracker Jack marigolds, and in fact some of them have started to bud. Let me see if I can find you one that has already budded. Oh my goodness. There's one. Okay, so this one is the French Dwarf marigold, and it's a lot smaller, but if you look right here, let me see if I can, my finger's touching it. That's a bud. Focus. So it's about to flower, which I'm okay with. I love marigolds. They will last all summer long. Look at the size of this one. As you can see, I've used these cups many, many times. Reuse your cups. Just make sure you have good drainage. So this is a Cracker Jack. It's not a dwarf. Obviously, it's a lot larger. Look at how awesome it's doing. I'm so happy. And it will stay in these cups until it goes out to the garden. So Calendula, I also started quite early. There's 2 in there, and I don't care. I just love them. These ones are orange and yellow, I believe. So here are some of my peppers that came up. I've got California Wonder. One came up here, and then another little one there. And then this one has just come up as well, and one more. So I have 4 California Wonder, thank goodness, because my peppers, like I said, have not been doing well in this cold basement. Next year I might start them upstairs and then bring them down here. I also have bachelor buttons, and they are looking great. So I imagine these might also flower inside. These are saved from Blue Boy bachelor buttons from my garden last year. I started these last year winter sowing, and I'm also doing some of that this year as well. I always do a bit of both, a bit of winter sowing and a bit of starting my seeds early under the lights. And then that way, no matter what happens, you make sure that you are covered for plants and you don't have to go to the greenhouse and spend a bajillion dollars. Okay, so here's the nasturtiums that I started, I believe, in February. Look how awesome they are. They're a vine that flowers. I believe this one is a mix. So another thing I wanted to show you was the chives that I grew from the seeds that I saved from my own plant in the front yard. I'm going to give them a haircut pretty soon, like you would an onion, and that will help the roots reach down, and they will stay in this until early May, even maybe April. You can plant them out. They don't mind the cold weather. That's why I love growing chives. I get chives from the garden until there's snow on the ground. Here's another one I wanted to show you. It's sage. So I just sprinkled some sage seeds. There's quite a few in here all together. I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm going to put it in a pot with a bunch of different herbs and put it by the front porch so I can just go out and grab what I need when I'm cooking. And I probably started these in February as well. That's when I really started. I didn't start anything in January this time. But I did take a lot out of here. It was full, and I put them into individual pots where they can grow big, and I'm going to plant them all around. The bees really like them, and you can dry it and use it all winter in your cooking.